We stand together in truth. There's nothing that can stop us. Do you know the power in that?
We are the pioneers of the limits of thought, finding out within that the power is ours. Everything we do, we create our truth. Life about more than just making it true.
Good morning. Welcome to Adam's Truth Journey, where I'm Adam, your host, and we're going to have a good day. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, etymology. What do you know about etymology? What is etymology, and what is the dictionary? What is a book of etymology, and what is a dictionary? Well, have you ever looked at a dictionary? It's usually red. Okay, some other things to note is there are red speckles on the outer parts of the page. The reason I bring that up is because the red spotted ink on the side of the book tends to kind of seem like blood, as if somebody was sacrificed in the making of that book. Maybe somebody placed their blood over their intent for that book and those definitions to become real. It is full of definitions for words. Different meanings that words can be used for. As in, there are many meanings to the words, right? And okay, so what's a book of etymology? It's the root meanings of the words, what they originally meant, and then how they evolved through time. The dictionary has etymology in it. It has a great deal of etymology in it. And it's usually the primary source to find the etymology, and it's what the original meaning and intent and vibration that was put into the word was created to be. Then, so that begs the question, what are the root meanings of the word etymology? Well, you have etmos and ology. Ology, as you may know, means study of. It comes from Greek, meaning from the root of legein, to speak. Okay, so etymology, we have etmos, ology. What does etmos mean? The root meaning of the word etmos is truth. So, etymology, the root meaning, the original intent that was put into the word, the original power that was cast into that spell of that word, etymology, is study of the truth. More accurately, the speaking of the truth. Interesting. So, not only do the root meanings of words, that then says that the root meanings of words is the true meanings of words. Now, bear with me for a sec. The true meanings of the words, so that means that what's the point of all these other definitions? And that gets into the difference between a definition and a divination and how they're so similar, but one is from God, etymology, truth, and one is from not God, not truth. They are some other spiritual entities, meaning behind the word, and they can attach whatever meaning they want, and they say, this is what I meant by it. And through context, you can determine what meaning was usually intended. So the way I work is I try to use the words by their true meanings. And I try to educate people what those true meanings are. And another word that's go-to is the word nice. What do you think the word nice means? Do you think it just means what you understand nice to be, being pleasant and caring to others? Well, let me tell you something else. It's a close relative of the word naive. They're actually derived from the same word, and they mean to not know. To not know. So, it can mean ignorant. It can mean to not know in a humbling sense, like you're open to new knowledge, your cup is not full, where you are admitting that you do not know everything. But you could be nice to a subject that you know nothing about, and you can be mean, which is what the opposite of nice is, which means you mean something, that you think you understand something, and you are putting out meaning. You are attaching meaning. You are attaching your own definition, your own meaning behind it. If your intentions are in alignment with the truth, the study of truth, etymology, in alignment with the root, if your meaning is in alignment with the root meaning, then you're attaching God's meaning to what the root is. That's maybe not. Was God the one that created all the frequencies? Was in the beginning, was there only the Word? And God was the Word? Is that true? Does it add up? I'm not going to tell you what to think, how to think, where to think, why to think. I'm not going to tell you what to think about, but I am going to tell you what I'm thinking about, and if you hear it, then you might be thinking about it too. So if the word's meanings are the root meanings, so let's do another word. We got nice, we got mean, and we know what mean means. It means cruel. It means, not nice. And nice has become like a flash word, like, that's nice. Like, to mean cool also. So it's been used, but it can be used insulting. To call oneself, if I say I'm nice about flat earth, I don't really know for sure, because I don't. But if you call me nice, that's insulting. If I call you nice, like, oh, he's nice about that, and I understand the truth of the word's meaning, that's insulting. And you don't need to do that. So, next time you call someone nice, or someone says nice to you, you might tell them do you know what that word means? It means to not know. So you're saying that I don't know what I'm doing. Is that what you mean to say? Did you catch that? Alright, so another word that I like to think about, let's see here. How about science? The word science. What does it mean? Scientific. What does that come from? And I just looked it up. And I'm not going to I don't do the notation thing. I don't know if you noticed. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just trying to help you think. But this is what I found. Okay? And I looked up the etymology of the word scientific. And it comes from like scientificus, Latin. And it's two words combined. The Latin word for knowledge, and the Latin word for to make, or to make up. Made up knowledge. That's what science is. And it's like my last example in the last video, if you watched it at the end, if you made it that far. But if you didn't, here it is again. The water comes from the faucet, right? And then that's true, right? That's where the source is. But it also comes from the pipes. And that's true. It also comes from the main city water line, and that's true. It also comes from the water treatment center, and that's true. And it also comes from the rivers and the canals, and that's true. And it also comes from the mountains. It flows down to the river. That's true. And it comes from the clouds that delivered it, rained it down on there, and that's true. And it came from the ocean where it evaporated up and came over. And that's true. And then it came from the river and everything, the ground, water, river sources into the ocean from the land. That's true. So now we have an understanding of the whole cycle. And that's the whole truth. So that's true, that's true, that's true, that's true. Many things. But the whole truth, you have to learn all the pieces. Just because you know that that's true, it doesn't mean you know the truth. That's the point I'm making. So, science, scientific. To make up knowledge. To make knowledge. And it said, see, factitious. Factitious is a word. And I've never heard factitious. I've heard fictitious, but never heard factitious. And what a fact is. And I don't know what a fict is. I know what fiction is. And I don't know, I have to look up the word fict next, and I should probably do that right now. Yep. Okay, so, looking up the word fiction here. And I get that which is invented or imagined in the mind. Dissimulation, ruse, invention, fabrication. Okay? Fact. Look up fact, and fact is firstly action or anything done. especially an evil deed.
I found that really interesting that it says evil deed, especially an evil deed. Interesting, right? Think about that. That's in the etymology. Most recently that it meant especially an evil deed. Food for thought.
From Latin factum, an event, occurrence, deed, or achievement. In medieval Latin, also state, condition, or circumstance. Literally a thing done. Okay, so gives us Old French fate, Spanish hecho, Italian fatto. Noun use of neuter of factis, which is past participle of facere, which means to do. And then it says to see factitious, made by or resulting from art, something artificial. From Latin factitious, art meaning artificial, literally. From factus, which is elaborate or artistic. And the past participle adjective from facere, which means to make, do, perform, bring about, endure, suffer, behave, suit, be of service. Alright, so that's fact, and you got fiction was that which is invented or imagined in the mind. A dissimulation, a ruse, an invention, a fabrication. To shape, form, devise, feign. To knead or form out of clay. To build, form, or knead. So facts are something that is artificial, and ficts are something that is imagined in the mind. I think what this is telling us is that everything in reality is created from thin air. And the ficts are the things that have not yet manifested, but are inventions, are coming in, are being created, are yet to manifest, or in the process of manifesting, while the facts are artificially created already done, from the mind to the matter already. Not necessarily any more real. The exact same amount of vibrational reality. It's just the fact is presence of a manifestation already from a fact. So related to fiction is the word feign, which is disguise or conceal. Wow, what? Deceit, falsehood, comma, one's real meaning. So etymologically, fiction means one's real meaning, the truth. What's up with that yet? You ever wonder if the fiction you read is actually more true than the facts? Or just as true, vibrationally speaking? Think about that. Dissemble, make false pretenses, lie, pretend to be. Pretend to be something you're not. Create your reality. So pretending is basically it's intending before it happens. It's intending something to happen that hasn't yet manifested. It's attracting your reality. That's what you're doing when you pretend something is going to happen. You are hopeful that it will, and you pretend that it has, and then you're at the vibration for it to be. And it does. Pretending to be someone you're not is exactly what you have to fucking do if you ever want to change into anything better. Or worse. But if you just pretend to be exactly who you are all the time, you never become anything else. You're like, no, this is me. I went to this school. I learned these things. Here's my document to prove it. Boom. Hire me. And they're like, no, get the fuck out of here. I want to talk to this guy. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. Because when you go to school, I mean, that's great. If you can remember the shit that you learn at the university, I did. It served me, some of it. Some of it I forgot. You do create your reality. And so fact is made knowledge. Or knowledge made from personal experience or life experience. From the collective experience of everybody, supposedly. But is it really? Is it really the collective experience of humanity? Or is it what someone who's controlling, or something that's controlling, trying to control, wants us to think? Truth should be based on your personal experience. What you know to be true is all that you know to be true, based on what you've actually experienced. So what is truth? How does truth fit into this? If fact isn't related to the word truth, what is truth? Old English, triuo, meaning faith, faithfulness, fidelity, loyalty, veracity, quality of being true, pledge, or covenant. From trio, faithful. And it's related to the word tree. Because the tree is loyal to life, the life stream, and it's given everything it needs freely. It just has faith.
Also related to the number 3, or the Trinity. Interesting, right? Food for thought.
So faith, what is faith? I want to see the word faith. It doesn't have a link to click on, so I got to type it in. Faith is, here we go, mid-13th century, faithfulness to a trust or promise, loyalty to a person, honesty, truthfulness. So that's the most previous meaning. And with etymology, you got to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So, from Latin, fides, trust, faith, confidence, reliance, credence, belief. From root of fidere, to trust. Accommodated to other English abstract nouns in -th. Truth, health. It's in the word health. So health, I got to see what that does. Health, we have wholeness, being whole, sound or well. Coming from Old English halig and Norse helge, meaning holy or sacred. And Old English mean the word halon, to heal, with Proto-Germanic abstract noun suffix cth of physical health in Middle English, but also prosperity, happiness, welfare, preservation, safety. Okay, so we got truth in there in health. You gotta have the truth to be healthy. Your reality has to make sense to you to not be afraid. Because if it doesn't make sense, then you don't know what's going on, and that's a very scary feeling. So when you see things that you encounter that cause you to ask questions, because there's all these things blown up all over the world, and people are saying like, oh, 9/11 didn't happen, and you deny it. And, oh, there was no Sandy Hook, but you're like, yeah, there was. And then there was no, like, shooting at a movie theater, Batman movie, but you say, yeah, there was, because they said that. And you want to stick with the things that don't bring you cognitive dissonance and make you think that you aren't in control of your reality, because the people that you give control to control your reality and trust your reality with might be lying to you, and that fucking scares the shit out of you. And that's what they want. Because that's their job, that's their birthright, is to keep you thinking that this is how things are supposed to be, and how they're gonna be, and you can't do fucking shit about it. But I'm here to tell you something else. I am here to tell you that you do create your reality, and you hand it over to them. And you have to hand it over to them. They can't take it. They cannot take it from you. They're not allowed. They won't. They never have, and they never will. Think about that. You willingly give over your mind to their control.
If you break government up into 2 words, govern and ment, you get govern, and that meant to rule with authority. It's from the late 13th century, from Old French governor, which was steer, be at the helm of, govern, rule, command, or direct. The other part is ment, and that's from Latin mind. Many dictionaries and sources dodge this ment revelation for unknown reasons, but it is clearly the foundation of the word mental, so you do the math. So you're willingly giving over control of your mind
by observing their ideas, their ideology, by practicing their belief system that they impart upon you.
with the intention of getting you to make it your belief system, something as if it came from your mind. They teach you through the books and everything how to come to these conclusions and how to make it so that Their beliefs are your beliefs without you having to personally experience it.
With no evidence that you can go out there and prove for yourself. And they don't even have to prove it to you. Science, the way that they're making you think it is what it is, made up knowledge. And they can tell you anything they want and you'll believe them if they've told you enough things that you could resonate with. If they agree that 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4 plus 4 is 8 and the things you can test that you know are true, they'll tell you all the things that you can test, and then they'll tell you more and more and more and more that totally makes all that totally different. And they'll build you a foundation to set on. But if you're not fooled, you can get through your whole life. Children are waking up. Children are born awake. And they're slowly trying to be infiltrated, and it's getting more and more difficult because like me won't shut up. We just keep going. We just keep spreading the truth. And you know what? The opposition, they may not want that. They may not want anyone to fuck up their little harvest of souls, negative souls that they need. And they got plenty. So me doing what I'm doing really probably isn't going to make much of a difference. But it's making a difference for you, hopefully. And it's definitely making a difference for me. So, namaste everybody. Look up your etymology. Don't believe shit I say. Don't believe shit anyone says. Look it up for yourself. You can do this.
Life does demand that you state your intention. Clarity comes when you're ready for it. All in time, a perfect fit.